What if I told you that one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, a man who once dated a president's daughter and slept in the White House, is now struggling to pay his medical bills at 85? This is the heartbreaking story of George Hamilton. And trust me, you won't see this ending coming. Hey everyone, welcome back to Frantzius. I'm Frantzius, and today we're diving deep into one of Hollywood's most shocking falls from grace. George Hamilton, you know him as the eternally tan heartthrob who charmed audiences for decades. But behind that golden smile lies a story of family betrayal, presidential scandals, and a financial disaster that's left this Hollywood legend fighting for survival. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because stories like this don't come around often. And stick around until the end, because I'll reveal the one decision that changed everything for George Hamilton. Picture this, it's 1947, a desperate mother stands with three young boys, completely broke, with nowhere to turn. Her husband had abandoned the family for another woman, and both her parents had just died. So what does she do? She flips a coin. Heads, New York. Tails, Hollywood. That single coin toss would determine the fate of 8-YEAR-OLD George Hamilton. And guys, it landed on Hollywood. But here's what nobody talks about. George's childhood was darker than anyone knew. Behind the future glamour and fame, he was dealing with traumatic family secrets that he kept hidden for decades. Question for viewers. Have you ever had a single moment that completely changed your life's direction? Let me know in the comments below. Fast forward to 1965, George Hamilton isn't just any actor. He's dating Linda Bird Johnson, the president's daughter. We're talking about dinners at the White House, trips to Acapulco, and stealing the spotlight at the Academy Awards. But here's where it gets crazy. President Lyndon B. Johnson was not having it. This man ordered an FBI investigation into his daughter's boyfriend. We're talking about J. Edgar Hoover digging into George's entire life, his friends, his finances, even rumors about his sexuality. And then came the hunting trip. Picture this. You get a call from the White House. No questions asked. You're expected in Texas. When George arrived, Johnson handed him a gun and gave him a stare that said, "This isn't about deer." It was a test of manhood, loyalty, and control. The message was clear. Join the Vietnam War or get out of my family. What would you do if the President of the United States basically threatened you? Drop your thoughts below. Here's where George's story takes a wild turn that sounds like something out of a movie. In 1979, George flies to the Philippines to promote his vampire comedy. Sounds innocent, right? Wrong. He gets invited to lunch at the presidential palace where he meets Imelda Marcos. Yes, that Imelda Marcos, the woman with 3,000 pairs of shoes. What started as a celebrity friendship turned into a globe-spanning scandal involving $12 million flowing through George's accounts. Secret trips to Hong Kong to collect millions. A mysterious home renovation funded by questionable money. A failed movie project that prosecutors claimed was just money laundering. By 1988, George Hamilton's name appeared in a federal indictment. He wasn't charged, but the damage was done. This shows how quickly fame can turn into infamy. One wrong friendship, and your entire reputation is on the line. But here's what I love about George Hamilton. The man knows how to reinvent himself. In 1979, when his career was supposedly over, he starred in Love at First Bite as Count Dracula. Instead of playing it serious, he leaned into the absurd. East Dracula danced to disco and cracked jokes. The movie was a surprise hit. And get this, in 2016, at 77 years old, while other actors were begging for roles, George became KFC's extra crispy Colonel. He made jokes about sun damage while dressed as Colonel Sanders. And it went viral. Sometimes the best comeback is laughing at yourself before anyone else can. Now here's the part that'll break your heart. In early 2025, at 85 years old, George Hamilton had to pack up and move to Florida. Why? Over 4 years, he lost $12 million to a crooked business manager who tricked him into fake real estate deals. $12 million gone. This is a man who once lived in a Beverly Hills mansion, who dated Elizabeth Taylor, who had dinner at the White House. Now he's moving to Florida just to protect what little he has left, thanks to the state's asset protection laws. And here's the kicker. He's dealing with returning cancer while trying to rebuild his life at 85. Imagine working your entire life, achieving the American dream, only to have someone you trusted steal it all away. That's George Hamilton's reality right now. George Hamilton's story isn't just about Hollywood glamour gone wrong. It's about resilience, reinvention, and the importance of protecting yourself financially, no matter how successful you become. Here's what we can learn. Success can disappear overnight. Trust the wrong person, and it can cost you everything. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Family and real relationships matter more than fame. If this story moved you, please hit that like button right now. George Hamilton's journey deserves to be heard, and your engagement helps stories like this reach more people. Subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories and ring that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the lives of your favorite stars. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken that changed your life? Share your story in the comments. I read every single one. And remember, life can change in an instant. Make sure you're building relationships and protecting what matters most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.